Alright everyone, welcome back in. We have a little bit of a different video today. I am at Demos, and I wanted to do a video that has been requested,
Of course.
not specifically this video, but a series of videos that people are asking about, and that's kind of the how do things fit together? The how and the why of shipbuilding instead of just, oh, here's a ship, or oh, here's the habs. So one of the main questions I get is how do I have 10 crew on my ship? Now I don't have 10 crew on my ship, but I could theoretically actually get 11 because of Sarah. Sarah doesn't count, she has her own leadership skill. But how do I come up to that number? Well, that's what we are going to learn today with this little nobody ship that I stole. And same kind of thing any one of you could steal at the very beginning of the game. And I just happened to come across one and relieved the pirates of their own ship. So on this, you can see it has. Now I'm at Deimos for a reason. You can see that it has 3 max crew. That is coming from 2 crew stations for the cockpit and 1 crew station for the 3x1 engineering bay. Now this is a bit of a twofold issue. You need crew stations, which is what we'll call them hab modules provide. So that is cockpit, anywhere from 2 to 8. Battle stations, which is a 2x2 in shape, that gives you 6. Computer core gives you 1. This 3x1 engineering bay gives you 1. And control station gives you 4. So some combination thereof. It doesn't matter if you're using a cockpit that has 2 or if you're using a cockpit that has, I hit the wrong button, that has many more than 2. Come here, cockpit. What the hell? Where's the cockpits? There's cockpit. Or if you do one that has lots, like this one has 8. So even if I put this 8 on here, let's take this bad boy off, let's delete it, let's toss the 8 on. Now I have 4, because this has 8, but this only has 1, and I have some weapons and some other things that we'll go into. But why don't I have 8? I mean, it clearly says this is 8. That's because you need the second thing, and that is crew capacity. Crew capacity comes from weapons, and if you look at the bottom, it says 0.5 on the weapon itself. It comes from engines. Engines range from 0.25. Actually, no, I'm sorry. The engines are all 0.25. Weapons are all 0.5. Your reactors are 1 crew capacity for Class A, 2 crew capacity for Class B, and 3 crew capacity for Class C. My thought on why they do that is Class B only has a single engine that has 2 power, so you can run 6 of them. And Class C has no engines with 2 power, so you can only run 3 or 4 engines depending on which you choose, reducing the number of crew capacity you can stack by having 6 engines by having the 2 max power. And surprise, surprise, all of that combined, shield also. Shield gives you 0.5 crew capacity. All of that has to add up to 8 if you want the max crew. Obviously, you can still have 9 with Sarah, but it needs to add up to 8 if you want to be able to get that. So we're going to set this over here. We're going to delete, well, actually, we'll go ahead and put this over here, because this is an item that will give it to you. We are going to add other items that will give it to you. Habs. So, on the habs, passenger slots do not count. We need crew stations. So we got computer cores. Then we have control station. No. It drives me crazy when it does that. We have control station. Set that aside. And then we have battle stations. So, all of these items you move over here. All of these items are going to give you crew stations. It does not matter what combination you use. If you want to have some piddly little cockpit that only has 2 crew slots, then by all means have that. As long as this, say, plus this, for example, equals 8, or this plus that and a computer core and this and some other thing equals 8, you can still get it from that half of the equation. The other half of the equation is the crew capacity, and that's where weapons and shields and all that kind of stuff comes in. So, you've got reactor, you've got shield, you have engines, and you have weapons. Now, I'm going to get rid of these weapons because I'm going to show you how many it takes to actually get what we need to actually have. It's a lot. So, let's just pop this right here. Let's come down. I'm going to make it easy just so I can remember, because I know I've used these enough times. I know how many you can have. No, I hate when it does that. I'm highlighting this and then it goes to cockpits. It drives me crazy. Alright, I'm going to come back down here. PB50. Let's do this again. Notice we're still only at 5 crew. With all this stuff that's on here, I'm still only at 5 crew. Stop doing that. No. Bad boy. Bad boy. I'm highlighting this. It's so dumb. Still not there yet. There we go, finally. So, right now, of this combination, whatever you get to 8 over here, and whatever all this all adds up to 8, so you got half there. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. These are a quarter. That's 6.5, 7, 8. All of this equals 8. But you don't have to just do a crap load of guns. You obviously have to do those two. But maybe you want more engines. Engines. Let's just go with the cheapest one they got. We're going to copy that. Yes. Hit enter. Now we're going to highlight this. Copy that. So now we have 6 engines. Since these are all 2s, max power of 2, and it's Class A, I can have 6 of those engines. Well, now I actually have, I just added 1 to this. So now I should be able to take away 2 of these, because 2 will add up to 1. So if I take away... Now I have 9 crew, you see that. And then I'll explain where you get to the 10. So I take away 1, now we're at 8. I should be able to take away 1 more and stay at 8. But if I take away a third one, I'll go to 7. And there you go. So the theoretical of this, if you're trying to get 8, you want that 8 so you can have the maximum amount. It doesn't matter if you have Sarah or not. Sarah would just add to this. You would be 9. You would have 9, but it would say 8. So as long as this number is 8, you can hire the maximum number of crew. This, for Class A and 1 engine of Class B, is the minimum you can have when it comes to weapons, engines, and then, of course, these 2 that you have to have. So you'd have to have 6 engines, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 weapons. It doesn't matter what they all are. You could have 6 obliterators and 4 PB-30s, and boom, you're done. There's your 10. It doesn't have to be all these, or you could have that and 1 suppressor, and then because the suppressor's a half, it's just going to do this, which is nothing, because it's a half. It does not round, it just counts the half. So you'd have to go to another one. So right now this is 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. My ship, my main ship that I just did a video on, technically has 14 because one of the items is worth 1. So it's worth the same amount of power as this. Which means I have to do this, and I have to do this again, and now we have 10. So I have one singular item that's worth, and I'll show you, but this gives you an understanding of how you have to go about doing this. Now, over here, you're thinking, oh, but you've got the big one out. I don't need more, and it still says 8. Oh, but you have all of these out. I don't need more, and it still says 8. That's because this 2 and this 6 count as 8. Now, if I drop that, I only have 2 crew. Because now I don't have anything else that adds crew stations. So, 8 crew stations, 8 adding up to 8 combination of weapons, obviously 1 reactor, 1 shield, and engines all combined to get 8 will give you your crew of 8. So let's back out of this. I definitely don't want to save this. This is a big hodgepodge of what the hell is that? And we'll look at mine, you'll understand why. So I have 6 obliterators. Then I have 3 PB-50s, so that's 7, 8, 9. I have the 2 that came with the Star Eagle, 2 suppressors that came with it. 10, 11. Then I have, now you're going to have to be really deep into the UC Systef / Crimson Fleet quest line in order to get access to these. Like, it's literally the second to last quest. This adds a half, and this adds 1. That's how I'm able to show that I have max crew of 10. Clearly I can't have max crew of 10, but that's how this ship shows max crew of 10. So I have all the other things. This has 8. This has 6. This has 1. So I have the 8 from the crew stations, and then I have more than 8. I have 10. If you add up the half here, the half there, the 1 here, the 1 there, the half for the shield, if you add, and then the quarter for 6 different engines, that all adds up to 10. So hopefully that helps you to better understand how you can actually maximize your... I'll show you one last thing real quick. Go back to this one. So if you had all of that stuff, let's say you had all the 8 over here, and you did this. Whoops, I went too far. You did this. I did try to put the landing gear directly to it, and it was like, no, I'm not going to do that, bro. So the minimum you can do is this. Pull that out. This is the minimum ship. And with this, I mean, obviously you got to stick all your engines, so you'll have to figure all that out. I mean, you got some decent snap points, so I'm sure you could figure it out. This is the minimum you have to make, because this and only this, and it's at Deimos, it's the only place you can buy it, and yes, it's crazy expensive. This one bridge has 8 crew stations, and it's the only one. Everything else is 4 or less. So if you come here and you get this particular crew station, or a bridge, your ship could literally be this small plus engines and everything else attached to it and some Franken monster. So you could have just a companionway, and basically your crew live in these 2 spaces. No bathrooms, no beds, no nothing. And that would function to get you 8 crew, and it would be really awkward. But it would work. So anyway, thanks for watching. We'll see you tomorrow.